See you then, Nini. All right, so it's market time here, and Will Ibong, I think she has a different kind of news for us today, but I won't let the cat out of the bag.
Yeah, good morning, yes. Well, we're just going to kick off with what happened yesterday at the equities market. You know, I'm not saying I saw here now, Lord, as the investment analyst was.
That you had yesterday.
He did predict the market was going to green in the green. So see, very much in the green, 0.49%. I was so excited.
And it's a good number, to almost 0.5%.
Almost 0.5% in it.
It's
so that prediction was spot on. I said, yes, the market is back, full momentum. People are beginning to see a lot of things.
Don't be so sure. It's just one positive trade, Will.
The week is just beginning. The week is just beginning, Nini. It's just beginning.
Okay. Let's stay green.
Let's stay green. So, but interestingly, we're going to be talking commercial papers today. Do you know that more and more corporate Nigeria, that's Nigerian corporates, are beginning to raise more capital, you know, short-term capital from the commercial papers to, you know, to run their operates, you know, to run their day-to-day operations. And this has really skyrocketed in 2022. We saw about 737 billion naira worth of CPs raised. It's against, we saw 379 billion in 2021, and this is because of, despite high inflation, you know. So
but interesting, and I believe most of them are local investors.
Yes,
because we saw that report that there's been more than 50% drop in foreign investment. So, well, I guess Nigerians, we just have to believe in ourselves in spite of the huddle or, you know, the bearish sentiment.
We do need the money. They do need the working capital to keep the business going, and because of high interest rates in terms of paying back these loans, it seems a bit dicey, but they can't help it.
Yeah, but is government also involved in that?
And this is more of the corporates at the moment, so we're just going to be dealing with them.
So the government just goes to the bond because we know that a major part of the budget is going to be funded from
the debt market. We're going to be talking Greenwich today. We're going to be speaking to, and in March, Greenwich Merchant Bank Limited issued 7.39 billion Series 1 and 4.81 billion Series 2 commercial papers under its 100 billion commercial paper issuance program, which was quoted on the FMDQ exchange. And we're going to be talking to Mr. Bayo Rotimi, the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer, Greenwich Merchant Bank Limited, to get a sense of the impact made so far. Good morning, Mr. Bayo. It's good to have you on the program.
Thank you very much. It's a great pleasure to be on your program.
We said that Greenwich Merchant Bank set out, that was last month, to raise a sum of 10 billion naira, if I'm not, from the sale of commercial papers, if I'm not wrong, with the interest rates of 12.22% and 12.69%, not to mention the mouth-watering yields that will emanate from that, offered for the Series 1 and 2 papers. You must have been prepared if this is no-brainer for an oversubscription, isn't it? Weren't you?
Absolutely. Absolutely. We were very gratified that in our maiden issuance, the market received us warmly. We had a diversified investor base, from the pension fund administrators to the asset management to individual investors to insurance companies, and we ended up with 122% subscription. So it is a validation of the market's acceptance of our story, our pedigree, and more importantly, our future strategy.
But did the issuance meet the objectives for which the papers were issued? I would like to know that.
100%, because like you rightly said in your introduction, commercial papers are one of the instruments through which companies can access short-term working capital. So for us as a bank, the funds that we raise from the market ultimately go into creating loans and advances to our various customers. So it definitely met our objective. We set out to raise 10 billion. We ended up raising 12.2 billion. So we are encouraged, and we're looking forward to Series 3 and 4, hopefully sometime in the second half of this year.
I'm curious here. Greenwich Merchant Bank Limited just got its license in 2020. That's about 2 years ago. And you mentioned the proceeds being used to support, that's the objective, is a short-term funding, your working capital, as part of your working capital management strategy. But I just want to know, is Greenwich Merchant Bank in any form of difficulty? Because you just started, it's just 2 years now. They're still trying to find their footing.
Thank you very much. Well, a bit of history. The Greenwich Group has existed for 29 years. We actually started in 1994. We're a full-service financial institution. So the Greenwich Merchant Bank, the bank, we just got a banking license 2.5 years ago. But prior to that, we operated as an investment banking firm. We had asset management, we had stockbroking, and we have some related companies, a share registration company and a trust company. All of them are leading players in the various segments. So when we chose to go out to raise additional short-term funding, has absolutely nothing to do with distress. Every institution receives funding. As a bank, we receive funding from deposit from customers or investors investing in securities that we issue. Commercial papers was a way for us to raise money at a reasonably lower cost, because you spoke about the yield between 12 and 13%. So say an average of 12.5 or 13. That is significantly below the rate of inflation. It was also below the prevailing market interest rates at the time. So it's actually a viable strategy to tap into the commercial banking market, bring down your cost of funds so that you can lend at a rate that supports economic development.
Thank you so much, Mr. Bayo Rotimi, Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of Greenwich Merchant Bank Limited. I should have started from the beginning, congratulations on the successful listing on the on the FMDQ, and we hope to see more of that listing going forward. Thanks so much for coming on the program.
Thank you so much for your time. Thank you. Good morning.
So, just have it, more listings, more CPs, and more bonds coming in, raising capital from the debt markets. It's overwhelming now, and businesses don't have a choice. They just have to go there.
Exactly. Well, I guess it brings about more development of the markets, of our capital markets too. I mean, it's all good for us.
It's all good for us.
Thank you. We'll see at 1:30 for Business Incorporated. Let's just have a couple of minutes to rush to the crypto space now and see how that market fared or is faring, because this is just this is about 8:30 a.m. That's when this number was collected. So there you see the market is back from neutral and is back on greed now, even though it's still a very sensitive greed, not very firm yet at 56. Let's just look at the prices there. Bitcoin up a bit, more than 3% at $28,388.58 thousand. Ethereum also positive, and BNB also positive, up more than 2.5%. ADA, Cardano up, also positive, about 4% up there, and then XRP. So it's a recovering market in Laddie Williams' absence. I hope he will bring that positivity when he comes back. Top gainers there, you have them, very good looking top gainers there, because they are mostly double digits there. So even this is 9%, almost 10 there. So it's a great market for the crypto space. Congratulations to Laddie Williams, wherever you are, and his guys. Hope it will be sustained, and we can get back the Bitcoin level that they hope for, that they make their money from. But anyway, that's it on the program today. Thank you so much for being a part of Business Morning. 3 days now. We have 2 days to go. We promise to make the most of it. You don't want to miss tomorrow's Business Morning. Interesting conversations waiting for you. But do remember, 1:30, Willie Bong will be here to give you an update from the world of business. I'm John Mekwa. Enjoy the rest of your day.